Morning, grade 8, and welcome to the Mr. Hagen Show. In today's video, we will have our morning meeting. We will discuss the new weekly work schedule, and I will go over the work that you'll be doing today. First, our theme. Look to the Lord and His strength. Seek His face always. Well, we have completed our reading of the longest chapter in the Bible, Psalm 119. And what an amazing chapter it really is. I'm really glad that we had a chance to really dive into it. I want to share two verses selected by you guys and the reasons why you picked them. And then I just want to share with you my favorite section, verses from the last section. So, from one of you, verse 136. Streams of tears flow from my eyes, for your law is not obeyed. I chose this because I am so confused why people don't believe in you. Don't they read the Bible or see the signs? I am just glad my parents are Christians. I love the frankness of the statement. I'm just glad my parents are Christians. And yet, that's a very deep and gratifying comment. Now, another one of you also picked verse 136, but your reason was, this verse stuck out to me because it's terrible how people disobey God's laws. And it is a reminder that we are not upset about it often enough, and we are disobeying it as well. So, some great words from your classmates. We must continue to follow God's law, and we must be more upset when we don't. I love it. Now, I have to explain my favorite section. I have been drawn to Psalm 119 for the first time in my life because of one of you. In September, you guys had an assignment for your through line, and you had to find some Bible passages. And one of you found Psalm 119, 160, verses 169 to 176. At church, I am on council, and it was my turn to do devotions. Now, I love doing devotions with you guys, but when I have to do it in front of my pastor and full council, I get pretty nervous. Now, my church was in the middle of this whole process of talking about some big renovations. So it was a really important meeting. And I wanted my devotion to be about how we make important decisions. Well, I was trying to come up with a devotion, and I was pretty stuck. I had to mark your through line assignment. And I was marking the assignment. One of you mentioned this passage, Psalm 119, verses 169 to 176. And it really jumped out at me. And even the reasoning that one of you gave was a perfect reasoning for me for my devotions. So I, in turn, used it for devotions for my council meeting. I used it for a staff meeting. I used it for a congregational meeting. And I believe, if you even remember, I even did it for our class. Now, the student has become the teacher, and the teacher has become the student. I love it. This video is getting a little bit long, so I'm just going to read the last verse, verse 176. It says, I have strayed like a lost sheep. Seek your servant, for I have not forgotten your commands. What a powerful way to end the longest chapter. We are going to make a ton of mistakes in our lives, but as long as we focus on God's law, never forget His commands, we're going to be just fine, because God will always seek us out, because He has already saved us through His Son, Jesus Christ. Our school, the school that you go to, the school you are a part of, even though we don't go there right now, is built on the foundation of God's word, His law, His precepts, His commands, and His promises. Psalm 119 will never, ever be the longest chapter in the Bible for me. It will be so much more. So thank you for teaching me to never take God's word for granted. And also thank you for the work that you've been doing on the journal so far. We are heading into a week where we're going to start reading 3 short chapters a day. Might seem like a lot, but don't worry, they're pretty short. Today you're going to be reading Psalm 120, 121, and 122. You still only need to pick one or maybe two verses, not one from each or two from each, just one from those 3 chapters. Keep the prayer requests coming, and don't forget to spend time with God today. All right, this week our work schedule is going to be a bit different. Monday to Thursday, we will be doing the same thing that we've been doing for the last couple weeks. It's Friday that will be different. So on Friday, you will have no math, no literature, no comp, no Bible, no history. You will still continue with the Psalms journals, as that is something we're doing for our morning meeting, and I don't want to stop that. I think that's just fantastic and going great. But the day will be set aside for you to focus on a different subject, science. Mrs. Oblas will post a science assignment to Google Classroom on Friday morning, and that is your task for the day. You also, because it's just one subject, will have time to complete the optional assignments in French and in music that both Ms. DeHaan and Mrs. Harsifer are putting in Google Classroom on Monday. Friday will also give you an opportunity to complete any assignments from the week that you have not completed yet. So in my Friday video, I will let you know if you owe me work from Monday through Thursday. That way I don't need to say at every single video who owes me work or what's late. So that's Friday. Now, a couple things. I really, really strongly encourage you to do these optional music and French assignments, especially French. If we're going to be doing this for the long haul, you guys need to continue to practice music and French for grade 9. Okay? You have to take grade 9 French. You have to take a music in grade 9. So don't just say, I don't like those subjects and it's great, it's optional, I don't have to do it. Do those, okay? So take a look at those and do your best on those too. In terms of science, I don't know how long they're going to be, but because we're setting a day aside, it's probably a bit of a longer assignment as well. So let me know if you have any questions on that. And let's talk about the work we're going to do today then. So today we are going to continue our work in algebra in math. We're going to be working on sheet 11.3, solving equations by addition. Watch the video, because again, I want you to do it my way. Watch the video, do sheet 11.3, take the quiz. We continue with bronze bow at day 13, almost at the end. Chapters 19 and 20, it's getting exciting, I know. In history, we'll be looking at part 4 of The Story Expands. So continuing what we did last week, there's a video with the slides, with me in the corner, and a link to a history video that we would have watched in class, and a couple questions. This time, I'm asking you to actually answer the questions in a Google Doc and submit it to me. 5 questions, they're not difficult, and they're not long. Let's see here. What else? Don't forget about the Bible test. That is tomorrow. I still haven't decided how we're going to do that. We'll have to wait and see, I guess. Let me know today if you have questions on Bible. Don't wait till tomorrow. The test is tomorrow. That's it. Seemed like a bit of a long video. I hope you guys have a great week. Don't forget our normal Zoom meeting on Wednesday at 3. Your question of the day has 3 parts. I mentioned earlier about preparing for high school. So, quick question. What high school are you planning on attending next year? What subject in high school worries you the most? And what subject are you looking forward to the most in high school? I'm Mr. Hagen. I now love Psalms 119, and I like cookies.